what you do with these LLMs, right? Whether it's ChatGPT or one of the other ones. A lot of new SaaS products are out there, all driven by this technology. It is a mad hunt, which it is those things, but that's not just it, right? It's a must-have. Well, hello, welcome back to the Insurance Dudes. It's another edition of the Han Solo version where it's just Craig and that's me. I'm your host, Craig Pretzinger, and my partner in crime, Mr. Jason Feldman, is away on a special top secret assignment, and it has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, or does it? Do you like the dramatic silence? So, all right, we talked a little bit about LLMs last time. In fact, a lot bit. We hit you with a few episodes. We're going to keep going because it's that important. And it's not just that it's some nice thing to have or it's kind of cool, which it is those things, but that's not just it, right? It's a must-have if you want to stay competitive and you want to stay relevant in the new age. This age is not going away. It's kind of like saying 10 years ago, I'll just wait till the internet has gone away. Well, that's not happening unless this makes it go away, in which case it's even more important, right? So either way, it's either going to augment and increase the effectiveness of the internet and of your of your content marketing strategy and everything you do online. And it's going to keep you relevant with that, right? So let's talk about steps. Now, hopefully you downloaded the guide. I want to go through some of those things on there, right? So you downloaded that guide. It talks about how to use ChatGPT. Actually, before we get there, I want to go through implementation. This is not on that paper, but these are 5 important things that how you could leverage what you do with these LLMs, right? Whether it's ChatGPT or one of the other ones. First, identify your biggest challenges and inefficiencies. Now, this is not hard to do. Just watch, right? Observe. The hard part is sitting still. The hard part is not saying anything. And if you can't do it, which some folks can't, and that's fine. I don't know that it's fine, but we're not going to hold it against anybody. What we want to do is get somebody that can be unbiased and just watch, right? If you can't think of the things, and usually, I know for me, if somebody says, hey, what are your biggest challenges here? It's like, blank, right? I notice them as the time happens and I usually jot them down. I like to carry a little pad along. Second thing, research and select the right LLM tools for your needs. Now, most of us as agents are going to be perfectly fine with just ChatGPT, but you want to get the paid one. I said that last time. It's $20. I don't know if it's going to be $20 forever, but you'd be hard pressed to spend more than $20 a month because anything over would be based off of data. But I think you get 1 million tokens, which is how they track how many characters you used. And I do have allergies going. So that is number 2. Number 3, we want to train the team on how to use it, how to integrate it, what to do, what not to do. And that's important because this thing is going to be on everybody's computer or on their phone, right? If your carrier says you can't use it, which I have heard, I think is a thing, which is insane. Why would you take a tool away from somebody that's actually going to make them more effective? But that's neither here nor there. Number 4, start small. So you want to start small. Don't go big. This is one of my worst hangups is that I'll say, oh, wow, we got this new thing. Now I want to build the entire city, right? So don't start with the city. Start with, 1 blade of grass and then move up from there. And you want to track and measure those results, right? Pilot them small. Think of how software companies launch a beta version, right? Because they're testing it. Don't just build the whole thing and then, right? Start small, get it going. Get momentum and you'll start to see it. And then iterate and scale and successful initiatives. So as these things start to work or kind of work, iterate, and then you're going to blow it up, right? The key here, everybody, is not that it necessarily totally replaces everything, but it definitely speeds things up. And the problem with not embracing it is if everything is speeding up around you and you aren't, you're going to get left behind. All right. So you may be thinking, this is all great, Craig. Oh, that's awesome. Great. I'm just not sure I'm ready for it. And I get it. I mean, a year ago, that's where I was. I was looking at this going, oh my God, another freaking thing with another freaking sign on. And let me tell you, since that day that I said that, I probably have acquired 500 different new sign-ons. Okay. That's how many different tools and different things there are. Now, I don't still have all 500 of those. I've canceled a lot. But it's important to note that a lot of new SaaS products are out there, all driven by this technology. It is a mad hunt. I wouldn't encourage you to go out and start getting all these apps. Do not do that. All you need is ChatGPT. So go get that. If you're going to pay for any account for anything, that's the one. It's like having super Google. So as you get out there, as you're toying with this thing, don't forget, if you didn't download the how to create the perfect prompt sheet over in the show notes, we'll drop it in this episode too, so you can have it. But I want to leave you with a quick story. So it was really tough 8 years ago. That's when I quit drinking and had a lot of damage to fix after that. So I went from a struggle for a very long time. And then, as many folks know, or if you've been following us for any time, we invented this telefunnel system and really took off and really blew it up in our agencies, which was like 180-degree turnaround. So things were going really well. And there hadn't been any significant setbacks in business for quite a while. So we were crushing it, doing 250 a month, 300. And about a year and a half ago, and I've shared this story too, but my sales manager left saying that he wasn't going to be in this business and all that. And it was right before I was going on vacation, like a day before, of course. And when I was on vacation, he took my entire sales team. So I'm gone, and I went from where we're writing 250 consistently a month to, I think we did 25K that month. So it was very hard, right? And I was searching, and then of course, along comes some deaths in the family. So it was a tough year, right? 2023 started off where I was like, okay, we're gonna get it going. Then my dad dies, and that is a big setback, right? It really, really, really messes you up. So if anybody's been through that, then I'm sure you could resonate. If you haven't, I'm sorry but let's not go there. So I was really searching for answers, right? Like, oh my gosh, do I just want to eject? I mean, done fine, made enough. How much more do you need? I could just stop. And I thought about the agents that we help and the agents that we have in our groups and all of the agents that feel the way that I felt right then, right? I was back in that place, back in the old Craig place, back where Craig was right when he quit drinking. Like everything's fallen apart. And that's kind of what led me to this, right? To where this is about the time when ChatGPT came out. And I remember Mr. Jason called me and said, hey, you got to check this ChatGPT thing out. And I'm like, all right, sure. And I started asking it questions. It was pretty cool. At the time, a year ago, it was very exciting. And the interesting thing is looking back at what that tech was a year ago to what it is now, where if you haven't signed up for ChatGPT, then you likely didn't watch the last release. But I encourage you, go to the OpenAI webpage and watch the last release for ChatGPT 4.0, 4 with a little o, like the letter O. Look at that, and that might blow your mind, because that is like something out of a sci-fi movie to me, and it's only the beginning. So this is why I implore you, you've got to get on this thing. Do not get left behind. It got me out of a rough place. In fact, and I'm going to share more than I probably should. After my dad's died, I'm struggling. I'm struggling mentally, struggling to hold it together. And I actually worked through a lot of different things, asking it questions. The way that it could respond is very human. And it was very, very interesting. Like the recommendations it gave, how it helped me work through some situations. So it can really help you with almost anything. It's bizarre how much information this thing has. And it's not all messed up and slogged together like it is on the internet, right? So go in there, do that, and we'll circle back next time. We'll walk through that sheet that you have, and I think that you'll have a pretty good grasp and understanding of this whole thing. So thank you. Get out there, test this stuff out. You're gonna have fun. We'll see ya. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh yeah.